Hello, hello, Mulishani. Greetings. Whew, hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. How are you? Today, Votarero. How's everyone? Yes. Hi, Musa. How are you? It's voting day here in California. Hi, how are you? Oh, Mulishani. We are here again today with the breaking stories, breaking news. Running a little bit late, but it's okay. Oh, Nyasaland, how are you? Malawi in the house. How are you, Bena Malawi? Oh my God. Good to have you. Comments where you're watching from. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Vachi. Is it Chimbala? Chimbala Connie. Yes, yes, yes. Abena Nyasaland, Malawi in the house. All right, guys. We have a lot of topics today. I'll try to spend 1 hour on Facebook sharp. President Queen is fine. How are you, Michael? I'm Mary Mulishani. Hi, Eva Charles from TikTok. We are okay. We are okay. To the winner. Let's add to Pala. Booga Life in the house. But Emily, how are you, Emily, dear? Good to see you. Long time. But Emily, mwali lubira mubowa. Nakabesen. Thank you for all the likes, guys. Thank you for all the likes, for following, the new followers. Mwaiseni. We are celebrating. I think we are reaching 10,000 followers on YouTube, guys. It's not easy. You know how hard it is. YouTube yali kosa. So it's a good day for me this week. Good week. Reaching a milestone on YouTube. Almost 10,000 followers. It's been a long journey. So I am so proud of myself. I am proud of myself on YouTube. 10,000 followers. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribing is free, guys. You don't pay. It's free. So just click subscribe, Queen Pumi on YouTube. And another milestone on TikTok. We are over 50,000 followers on TikTok. Good job, guys. Thank you. All the platforms are growing. TikTok, we are over 50,000 followers. And we are heading to 250,000 likes. 250,000 likes on TikTok. Imagine, 250,000 likes on TikTok. and 50,000 followers on TikTok, 10,000 followers on YouTube. We are growing. And Facebook, my dear Facebook, Facebook, we are slow, but we are getting to 150,000 followers. So keep inviting people. This is the page. You'll be getting latest updates as we head to the elections. So we are going to give politically correct, fearless, checks and balances, news updates on the elections. You will be here. Our president, you are nobody fear, we know. Yes, your president is fine. I hope everybody is fine too. Mweba nakachinga mulishani huko. My children, sons and daughters. So we are going to get started in a little bit. Ama topic lero kuli ama topics. Yeah. We have many topics today, but the main topic is our president has received backlash from going to that ceremony in Tanzania. That is the breaking news. The breaking news is that our president has received backlash. Thank you, Michael. Yes, 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. It is subscribers, so it's 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. To almost 250,000 likes on TikTok, 50,000 followers on TikTok, and Facebook. We are going to 150K. You know, Facebook is censored, so if you want to find you are most slowly. Facebook, Backlash censor Facebook, so you know what that means. Yeah. So guys, the news is that our president has received backlash. We were here yesterday, we were talking, and we were saying how disappointed we are. But it's not only us, even the Tanzanians themselves, they are disappointed about what the president did, going over there to support that dictatorous woman, and also what he said there. So the president has received backlash, and many people are chipping in to telling him off. So it's really sad, very, very, very sad. Almost 700 people died, and they went in there to a ceremony over ashes. They couldn't even wait to bury the people who died from the riots, from the protests. They couldn't wait. They had to have the coronation ceremony. Obviously, it's not a all right, my muffin. I'm okay. I already ate mine. Thank you. So obviously, it's not an inauguration ceremony. It was a coronation because that woman was imposed. She was imposed on the people. So you can't say it was an inauguration. Very, very unfortunate. So I want to connect to the Bluetooth so you can hear some comments from some Tanzanians. Some comments reacting. This comment has gone viral, so I want to play it. This comment has gone viral. So I want to play it. Play what? I don't know what's happening to my Bluetooth. Okay, so the Bluetooth is connected.
Disappointment. Big. Hakainde Ichilema, you have been a big disappointment. The people of Africa are not going to forget how you showed up in Tanzania for the inauguration of Samia Suluhu Hassan, and you had the audacity of telling people that they don't have to go into the streets. You had the audacity of pretty much diminishing the ultimate sacrifice of the people who have lost their lives in Tanzania. Necessary. They lost their lives. They paid the ultimate price. And you told them that, guys, that was unnecessary. You should have just accepted the results, accept and move on. You diminished their ultimate sacrifice. And coming from you, Hakainde Hichilema, who appear to be a different sort of leader, that is a big disappointment. The people of Africa are not going to forget that. We are standing with our fellow Africans in Zambia, and we're going to hold you fully accountable. The days of waiting for 5 years or 4 years to then hold a president accountable, those days are long gone. Every single day of your presidency, the Zambians and the people of Africa are going to hold you accountable. You are a big disappointment in Tanzania, a very big disappointment. Hakainde Hichilema, you have been a big disappointment. The people of Africa are not going to forget how you showed up in Tanzania for the inauguration of Samia Suluhu Hassan, and you had the audacity of telling people that they don't have to go into the streets. You had the audacity of pretty much diminishing the ultimate sacrifice of the people who have lost their lives in Tanzania. You diminished that as unnecessary. They lost their lives. They paid the ultimate price. And you told them that, guys, that was unnecessary. You should have just accepted the results, accept and move on. You diminished their ultimate sacrifice. And coming from you, Hakainde Hichilema, who appear to be a different sort of leader, that is a big disappointment. The people of Africa are not going to forget that. We are standing with our fellow Africans in Zambia, and we're going to hold you fully accountable. The days of waiting for 5 years or 4 years to then hold a president accountable, those days are long gone. Every single day of your presidency, the Zambians and the people of Africa are going to hold you accountable. You are a big disappointment in Tanzania, a very big disappointment. Hakainde Hichilema.
So you have heard, guys, that is Backlash from around the world, because we have been crying, as Zambians, we have been crying about the direction where Zambia is going. We have been crying. Hi, Josephs, welcome.
Thank you, Mama President. Thank you.
Yes. Good evening. Greetings, greetings. I resemble Samia. Hey, nami papata. Mwaisa mkumbala. Mwa ufefe balentendeka. Mwaisa mkuntendeka. I resemble Samia. God forbid. Mwandini. But Davis Mwansekesha. That is funny that you've made my day. But none can anyway, I'm a woman. So
All right.
So as women namayo umunga alufyanya nishibonse tumwatubika muse mwamone fo mwaba mweba ume one woman alufyanya nomba bonse tule mwanika kwa Samia. Everybody looks at us is like, okay, there is another Samia. God forbid. Yeah.
It's quite sad, Madam President, actually. I'm happy that we continue discussing this issue. I was really emotional looking at those photos of our brothers and sisters that perished for no apparent reason, but, just because somebody wanted to retain power. Should it take blood, Africa, where are we headed? When we speak about development, when we speak about unity, leadership shouldn't come at a cost of people losing life. If that woman had a heart of a human being, that very moment, she should have actually stepped down and called those elections, out. She had the reason to do so. Now, just to add salt, I want to analyze this quickly, Mama President. Thank you for the time, by the way. I've seen a lot of people have made comments. Bloggers have commented on our president having attended this. This thing should not just be looked at. By the way, Tanzania is not about Samia and his political party or the government. Tanzania is about the Tanzanian people at large. So it shouldn't just be narrowed down to political position as well as, what happens economically. No, it's about the people. How do those people feel? Those that have lost, those that did not agree with Samia, how do they feel? How do they react? How do they respond to the fact that she's been sworn in as a president? That is one thing that should worry any leader that is a neighbor of Tanzania and is trying to side with Samia. Right now, people should understand that, political power is temporal. But there is something about a nation which is we can actually refer to as the DNA of that particular nation that cannot be taken away. And there are certain, issues that can never die and will leave a big scar for the longest time in a particular nation. When you look at the number of people, first of all, that have died in that country over this issue, it is so alarming and saddening. So alarming. Suddenly. And so to see our president in this case go and endorse, basically when you attend and accept to be part of such a program, basically you are saying, I stand with you, I agree with you that everything that happened in this place is okay. In fact, if I were in your shoes, I would definitely do the same thing. I'm supporting you. This has nothing to do with, the economical situation or anything. In fact, Zambians should worry more of a retaliation that will come from the Tanzanians as we travel or transit through Tanzania as we import our cars and things like that. You know, because when Hakainde Hichilema goes to a place like that one, he's not just representing himself, he is representing Zambia, all of us. So that voice that was speaking was not Hakainde Hichilema's voice, it was basically the Zambian voice. And people are disappointed, and the disappointment is in order. In a situation like this, you don't want to outright to tell somebody to say, no, I'll not be part of your program. But basically, you can even just send a word of congratulation, a letter to her, to say this is this. And that woman knows that what happened in Tanzania is presented, and should not have actually happened, and she would actually understand. But to go and even give such a speech and lie, to say, no, I lost elections, election was stolen, people should have actually gone to the street, I stopped. Those are lies. Those elections that he lost in 2016, he lost squarely. He lost squarely. Now to see him side with a dictator woman should worry all of us Zambians, that if someone sees nothing wrong with that, what will stop him doing it in our own country and see nothing wrong with it? So for me, that is my take, Madam President. I'm really concerned and I'm really worried. I'm worried of what is going to be born out of this later. We may not see the impact right now, but surely the impact is coming. And this impact has to be interrelational. How would Tanzanians look at us as Zambians? Of course, there will be those people that are liberal that understand that most of the Zambians do not agree with our president and his decisions. But there are those people who just take it Zambians are this. And will be, he's literally just subjected us to unnecessary challenges as a people of Zambia. We've always coexisted with those people. Having those people die in that manner, oh my God. Let us pray, Madam President. Let us pray. We are in a very, very, very difficult situation in terms of leadership. Everyone else that understood, I don't care who went there, whoever went there for me is still the same, one and the same, whichever country. And Sadiq made it very clear. These elections were a sham, and they were a sham. And no, any upright, normal, morally right leader would want to associate themselves with bloodshed in that manner for the sake of keeping some friend of government in power. No, not at the expense of the lives of people. It was too much. Thank you, Mama President.
Thank you. So you have raised an important point. If you want to join, let me see if I can add you. But Vali to Sako Mpindi ku Facebook, you can come to TikTok. Michael, if you want to join, you can come to TikTok. But basically, what you have said by Joseph is very true. So I think we just have to send a message to Tanzania of solidarity. We have to tell the Tanzanians that we stand with them and we condemn the presence of our president there at the coronation. It is not, that thing was not an inauguration. It was actually a coronation. That's why it was private. That's why it was in a military barrack. Welcome, Michael. You can go ahead.
Thank you very much, Madam President Queen Mpumi, for allowing me also to share my views on what has happened to our good neighbors, Tanzanians. And whenever we go that side, they always call us Wamlamu, Wapongos, and so forth,
Yes.
because, you know, Tanzania, Zambia, we are more like one country. The way Malawi is, Zimbabwe, we are one family. And it's sad that the president, he could have consulted, you know, like the previous caller said, when he went there to represent us as Zambians. And it's a pity that what he said, the president, that I want just to talk about that. We Zambians, we rejected the president, should be 5 times. And the president, I want to tell him and put it on record that in 2021, he did not win through saying that Zambians wanted change. It was a sympathy vote saying, since PF, there was too much propaganda from them, then people, they said, let's try him. They were trying him. And he has failed to prove that he can have another mandate in 2026. So what he's trying to do, the president, is that what has happened in Tanzania, and this is what is happening here in Zambia. As you can see, opposition political parties are gagged. They cannot go and have rallies, and they want to determine who is going to challenge President Hakainde Hichilema. So it's vividly that people are able to see and to relate what had happened between Tanzanian people. Because what has shocked me, Queen Pumi, you're going to agree. In 1991, when we won as multi-party Democrats and MMD won, we went into the street to celebrate. In 2011, people went to State House to march, celebrating. Even in 2021, people celebrated, but there were a few, because there were only UPND who celebrated because they thought they were liberated. Little did they know that they had brought a lot of problems on their shoulder. Today, as I am talking, there is no load shedding. As you can see, the poor lighting, there is no load shedding. So to talk about the issue of bilateral relationship between Tanzania and Zambia, I can assure you, I know the Tanzanians, they will hate us more what the president did. They will hate us more, and I can assure you we'll have a lot of challenges. If we are not careful, the next president might even impose the visa to enter Tanzania. Like the way it is, Zambians, as we go to Congo, we always get a visa. Why? Because the bilateral relationship is not all that good all the way from 1960s up to date. You know, because that's why they call bilateral relationship. Look at Zambia. As we are going to Zimbabwe, we enter Zimbabwe without a visa. We enter South Africa without a visa. But when you look at Zimbabweans, to enter South Africa, they must use a visa. Why? It's because of the bilateral relationship. And this is what exactly what is going to happen to us, Zambia and Tanzania. For now, they might think that they have clinched a deal, but Tanzanians are hate. Tanzanians, they are crying. You know, they are crying and they are still mourning with that massacre. I was expecting the president to, even when he was given an opportunity to speak, if he was wise enough, I think he would have just declined. And when you hear the speech, the president, it was a coordinated speech. I don't think the president was ready to speak, because it was more like it was abruptly, because what he was saying, I could even hear, I heard him saying United States of Tanzania. When did Tanzania became the United States of Tanzania? So when you hear the speech also, it will tell you that...
To be honest, I don't listen. I just read. Because the voice so
yes, so even the speech itself, it will tell you that the president was just off guard. He is not Hichilema. Even when he was talking about it, you could tell that the president, he's not himself, you know, because when people, they have won, 98%, Madam Queen Mpumi, is more like the entire 31 million people who got it. Country was supposed to be celebrating. The entire country, they were supposed to be celebrating. But what has happened up to now, people are on the street. The 2% is the one which we saw.
You know? Almost one
Yes.
United Nations, whatever, but 10 people. You know, that's when you know who is who, according to how they are reporting. How can they lie by
Very
you?
true.
But shut down play my numbers. Yeah.
You see?
So by HH
And
go ahead, Michael.
yes, because even African Union, they have also disappointed me. Where they even wrote a congratulatory message to say that it was free and fair election when people
with
that have been killed in massacre.
Yeah. African
Hello? Yes, so you find that African Union, that's why even when we are crying in this country, we cry to African Union, they won't help us. The only African Union we have is us Zambians to stand firm and to speak
and
to
in this case,
power.
Vasadiki, they are more morally upright than our African Union is compromised.
Exactly. And we should commend SADC what they have said, because they have said it's a sham election. And when you look at the SADC, even the SADC, yes, we give them credit because they have come out to say, yes, this is a sham election and we are not supposed even to, to start talking about, because we were supposed to be talking about that our neighbors, there is peace. When the neighbor has freedom, there is peace. We have also peace, because if for now, we still have some fuel. We are going to be affected, Madam Queen, in the next 2 weeks if this issue continues. I can assure you we'll have shortages of fuels and so forth because we depend from Tanzania. You see? So all those, when you look at, we are going to have economical challenges. Right now, our tankers and drivers, even in Malawi, they are also affected. So we expected that our president is supposed to create that bilateral relationship, to say, okay, Zambians, I will speak for the Zambians. I'm not going there, like the previous caller said. You would have just written a letter, not even to send a representative.
Why did he even write the letter? Why should he even write a letter? But HH needs to apologize. But since if we're Zambian, we need to distance ourselves from HH's statement to say, telling Avena Tanzanian to move on. How can you move on Abantu Naba for 1,000 massacre? Eh?
It tells you why we've not even ballot. There is no empathy from our president.
I know.
There is no empathy at all.
I want 1,000 people now before to move on. Why do you protest? Kwena. We are, you know what? The only good thing about the president's behavior is the world has seen what kind of a president he is. Tulalanda Dionse, we talk about we are in trouble with this man, but they have propaganda and painting him like he's a real good man. Quite about propaganda, people protect him that he's a really good man, he's a caring president. Okay, so if I got to by HH, number one, and if you buy Tanzania. And it's a blessing in disguise. Tanzania. People should start seeing him for what he really is. Tabakwata empathy. Abantu balerira 1,000 people dead, sure. Could you move on by Minana Paria there were 4 presidents who supported Baria.
What a shame. What a shame.
Uriowa ku Mozambique, mulaibukisha my elections yali ku Mozambique. Kupali umo minepo tuma voters card. Ama voters card ya ku Mozambique. Bale print la kuchidida bombwe. Do you remember?
Yes.
Mulaibukisha chama voters card aya ku Mozambique. Bale print la kuchidida bombwe. Do you remember? So some of these things, balabantu balaba imine na baaka inde. Ingawa relationship bakwata, you understand why they went there. inshallah ndefinginala pera popeni because ifire chitika ku Tanzania ifire chika mu Zambia abductions imilandu kulaka ka abantu you know, people disappearing, all these things we are experiencing. But Lawrence Balanda, he always cry over one mapenzi. Baka inde balelanda lyonse bale pali mapenzi na ulya nani bali abantu babiri balumbula. But kuli 1,000 people kuli bayamkulanda to move on. Hey, it's a good statement by Daniel. HH always says you killed mapenzi, you killed the chibolo. Kachinga nishani ukumwini I don't know. Chibolo I don't know kutukan. But chibolo. Excuse me, you killed mapenzi balalira on killing 2 people. They cried. Now we pay 1,000 people at move on. Eh?
And the killing itself was so gruesome.
I know. Yeah.
So gruesome that, you know, when you just look at it, just from the human point of view, away from being a president of the country, you're able to say, this is not right. What do? Even if you take a step, for example, to attend such a function, I think you should show empathy to the people that have lost life. Not a situation where you just speak wanting to please and endorse someone who's fraudulently attained power or ascended to power in that manner. No. This is going to haunt us for the longest time. We're going to, just like the previous speaker said, we know Tanzanians, we know what used to happen in the past whenever we had few little challenges, even at the border, the way they used to, just to kill the Zambians. Now with this blowing, we are really, really worried. I think leadership needs a lot. Leadership really, really needs a lot to consider before they take a step. And in most cases, sometimes we need to swallow our pride and put the country first. You look at all the sides, those that are advising our president, they should be able to tell him, oh, this is a diplomatic issue. Yes, these are the economic challenges and ABCD, but this is the other side of the coin. Now they're trying to downplay every criticism that has come over this. They're saying, no, people don't understand. Why should we benefit if it is being economically sound? Do we need to be economically sound at the expense of other people's lives? No, that is blood money. We don't need it. We don't need it. Yes, we know Dar es Salaam is our port. We understand. But we have Mozambique. We used to deal with South Africa. As long as they're not doing the right thing, we should call it out and say, this is wrong. Tomorrow another president comes to Tanzania. How are they going to relate with this president? It's sad.
Anyway, Tualanda, enough. Excuse me, I didn't mean to insult, but Katwishi Shinalia Yomurumendo, Namanama comments. Munjere. Excuse me. I'm not sure I am being inside of Tundu. So anyway, we are talking about the backlash the president has received, but I think it's important we tell the Tanzanians that we condemn the acts of the president. We don't support it. The president himself, he cries over 2 people who were killed by PF, but I don't know why he didn't go to cry over the almost 1,000 people killed there in Tanzania. Instead, he went and supported the woman. So this is the hypocrisy of the highest order. This is the best example we can tell the president, you are now becoming a hypocrite, kuchalo chonse. Because mapenzi died. But you go to Tanzania, you support a woman who is on the throne, who has sacrificed 1,000 lives for her to become a president. And I would like to read by Professor Kasonso if you're Bachelanda on the same. So Professor Kasonso, actually, let me just play his video, which he did on the president. He had a comment about Professor Kasonso. So it's really sad, but we want the Tanzanians that we love them and we stand with them. And we hope they don't take it personal. Pali Ifwe. Zambians condemn what the president did. I think I can rightly say Zambians, we stand with the Tanzanian people. If you're in Ingalanda, let not the Tanzanians think that we support what the president said.
Oh, in my mother's language, they used to say that in my mother's language, they used to say that Wishiku Mufidem Sofu, Nelia Shiva Pan Sofu. So let me also throw in the wisdom according to Kayamba Kasonso. What the church did over the weekend to go to Tanzania and go and be the starting of that the inauguration of the female president from Tanzania was very, very shameful, very, very shameful, and very unwise. We know that he has a very good relationship with that lady. We don't know the degree of the relationship or what it's all about. But generally, statesmen don't go to get involved in a conflict situation that has not been resolved, and try to shove through the throat of people a forced solution. Yes, the church was a guest of honor, but a guest of honor of a dishonorable election. A guest of honor of a dishonorable election in a neighboring area, and where the people of that country are very, very upset. HH, as a guest of honor at that function, appeared as the Grand Master of Operation, the GMO, the Grand Master of Operation. And he also appeared as an EDP, the enforcer of divisive politics. Enforcer of a divisive politics. And he also appeared as a defender of rigged elections, a DRE. And he starred there, all in one person. You know, that is how people stoke up conflict. Those people who are upset in Tanzania, that woman should have provided leadership and not forced the situation. If she wanted to force the situation, that is not a situation where HH should have gone there to put the face of Zambia on what is brewing and hurting in Tanzania. We do not insert ourselves in unresolved conflicts. HH n'abantu bakwetta bakwette mano. HH talindira okwekokola. Ku United Nations taireko. Kuri basadiki ku Madagascar taireko alekala kunganda lelo sha. Ekitumbi takiraisi ky'abalongo. Finsha iri mu Tanzania. Iyi hypocrisy n'obumbunda bakwa HH. Nomba fwe bamoto amba nokola fo kula kwata noja. Tulefo kuluka. Na kuba ko hypocrite wabwisha kutuma degrees punch not ule kweleka ma degrees muri hypocrisy. No, you cannot insert yourself in an unresolved conflict. When one of the founders of Chama cha Mapinduzi from Tanzania came to Zambia at the moment of crisis, when the father of the nation, Kenneth Kaunda, was imprisoned at Mukaweko, Julius Kambarage Mwalimu Nyerere came to fight for the weaker guy who was being oppressed. He didn't come to enforce Chiluba's position. No. That is called wisdom. That is what great leaders do. You go and identify yourself with the people who are weak in the situation, not to enforce the position of the powerful. we is 2026 twalakwata kwa uteko bombimwe bachiti kwati ni mboya lo washowa fyonse kulufyanya fyonse kulufyanya fyonse fye. What kind of people advises you Kanshva Mdala? Fyonse kulufyanya. You don't insert yourself in an unresolved conflict. Tanzania right now is an unresolved conflict. Opposition leaders are being jailed and they're being excluded from the election. And then even the way the election was done, the whole people, they are in arms on the street. Speech. No. People, if there is tension in another country, you don't rush there. You seek to understand the tension and you help to diffuse the tension, not to go and take a side immediately. No. What you did, Dimova HH, was not wise. And I condemn you, Mushina Kwatata, Neria Mwana, Neria Mpashwa Mushiro. What you did in Tanzania was very shameful. You don't insert a poor country like Zambia in an unresolved conflict. Abena Tanzania bengi poko tuchila. Nga mwai vundu muno kwa bena Zambia talakala balabe ile mwai ile mkuta wa press lai. Balabe ile mupatikisha tuwasumi na ma elections zata ya indele win. Those are the ones who be turning against the Zambian businessmen who are going there. Baichecha mano weke sana mwa kabiye mkucheme ngombe dadi fileke enifi efimiringide. Thank you bazambe pakumfa naana mkula.
That's Professor Kasonso there, well spoken. So I don't know, I think he said it best, Mwandini, but Professor Kasonso said it best. We don't support it as Zambians.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Vafanwell.
I've tried so many times to request so that I talk.
Go ahead.
Chance.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Vakwini kuti mwamufashano umuntu aletuka badadi benu watalepera omuchinsha badadi benu. Your father, like someone is insulting your father. I think you can't feel good. Your father can be a drunkard. Your father can be.
No, but someone
is insulting.
Who's insulting your father?
You can't feel good. Even if you can't manage to beat that person, but you'll be broken in your heart.
Okay, but who can you be direct? Can you be direct?
I'm very much. Yes, I'm very much disappointed. There's a language that the professor is using, which is not okay. There's some languages that is not need to come out from a professor. You get a point? There's a difference between Fanwa Mwemba, who doesn't have even
okay, but Fanwa, we know that let's not focus on the language.
To address the head of state in such a way. Even if the head of state messed up, didn't what? There is a way you can address the head of state in the country that you love at heart.
So it went Chami can be no, but Tabache Mengombe
but there is a way we can address. This is the media. The world is watching us, and we are talking about our own country. You get a point. Want or not, Vakwini, you are going to be in Zambia because this is your home. Want or not, our professor will be in Zambia. This is his home. Yeah, you get the point. Now, someone is by now, that is our father. If he messed up, is our father.
So problem ni share mwene pali message ya ba Kasonso. Ukubeba tibaye mkucheme ngombe.
Bakasonso, according even na professor Mwakwete, is a learned person. The way he's addressing the situation is not in a good way. For me, I'm appealing, he can address, he can be angry, he can what, but in a good way. I can address you about say, okay, you didn't do well in such a way, such. away. But next time, try by all means and do this in a good way. You are going to understand. But when they come say, okay,
hold on.
Understand me? No.
Okay, hold on. The video is here. Let me play it. Hello, Munjebe, exactly. You provide to Kanaba Kateka, Munjebe. The video is here. I just want to play so that Munjebe. Hold it there. Because Mozambique madileta politics I have to show
These hatreds,
it's not hatred. Mozambique madileta politics ya to show.
You can't tell the head of that's politics that we need to promote.
Is that an insult? Okay, no, but imagine,
is it a politics that we need to promote?
No,
I was on this platform,
he's a millionaire through Is that an insult?
I mentioned the time people were insulting Israel. I mentioned way back before people began to say a lot of things. I said, if the president does not take a position in correcting this thing, you have a lot of people that are going to be saying things against him in future. And this is what we are saying. But I want to tell you the truth. What Kasonso said, I haven't heard any insult.
Let's play it.
Let's play it again.
You tell me to pause so that we can rewind.
Usually it is very good to strike whilst the iron is still hot. Or in my mother's language, they used to say that we should go move with them so. So let me also throw in the wisdom according to Kayamba Kasonso.
So
according to Kayamba Kasonso. What the church did over the weekend to go to Tanzania and go and be the starting of that the inauguration of the female president from Tanzania was very, very shameful, very, very shameful, and very unwise. We know that he has a very good relationship with that lady. We don't know the degree of the relationship or what it's all about. But generally, statesmen don't go to get involved in a conflict situation that has not been resolved, and try to shove through the throat of people a forced solution. Yes, the church was a guest of honor, but a guest of honor of a dishonorable election. A guest of honor of a dishonorable election in a neighboring area, and where the people of that country are very, very upset. HH, as a guest of honor at that function, appeared as the Grand Master of Operation, the GMO, the Grand Master of Operation. And he also appeared as an EDP, the enforcer of divisive politics. And he also appeared as the defender of rigged elections, a DRE. And he starred there, all in one person. You know, that is how people stoke up conflict. Those people who are upset in Tanzania, that woman should have provided leadership and not forced the situation. If she wanted to force the situation, that is not a situation where HH should have gone there to put the face of Zambia on what is brewing and hurting in Tanzania. We do not insert ourselves in unresolved conflicts. Nabantu bakwete mano. Talindiro kuyakokera. Ku United Nations taireko. Kuri basadiki ku Madagascar taireko aleka la kunganda lelo sha. Ichitumbi tachiraisi chabalungu. Finsha iri mu Tanzania. O iyi hypocrisy na bumumbunda bako HH number 4 ba moto amba no kula 4 kula kwata nonja tulefo kuluka na kuba ko hypocrite wabosha kutuma degrees punch not ulea ule kwele kama degrees muri hypocrisy no. You cannot insert yourself in an unresolved conflict. When one of the founders of Chama cha Mapinduzi from Tanzania came to Zambia at the moment of crisis, when the father of the nation, Kenneth Kaunda, was imprisoned at Mukwaweko, Julius Kambarange Mwalimu Nyerere came to fight for the weaker guy who was being oppressed. He didn't come to enforce Chiluba's position. No. That is called wisdom. That is what great leaders do. You go and identify yourself with the people who are weak in the situation, not to enforce the position of the powerful. We is 2026 twalakwata ko uteko bombe mwa. Bachichi kwati nimboya yalo washowa. Fyonse kulufyanya. Fyonse kulufyanya, fyonse fye. What kind of people advises you, Kanshwa Mdala? Fyonse kulufyanya. You don't insert yourself in an unresolved conflict. Tanzania right now is an unresolved conflict. Opposition leaders are being jailed and they're being excluded from the election. And then even the way the election was done, the whole people, they are in arms on the street. Speech. No. People, if there is tension in another country, you don't rush there. You seek to understand the tension and you help to diffuse the tension, not to go and take a side immediately. No. What you did, Dimova HH, was not wise. And I condemn you, Mushina Kwatata, Neria Mwana, Neria Mpashwa Mushiro. What you did in Tanzania was very shameful. You don't insert a poor country like Zambia in an unresolved conflict. Abena Tanzania bengi poko tuchila. Nga mwai vundu muno kwa bena Zambia tawakala walabe ile mwai ile mkuta oppress right. Walabe ile mupatikisha tuwasumi na ma elections zata ya endele winu. Those are the ones who be turning against the Zambian businessmen who are going there. Baichecha mano weke sana mo kabiye mkuche mengombe dadi fileke enisi efimiringile. Thank you Bazambe pakumfo.
So Bafano, so where is the insult there? I don't know. Mleandas na watukana.
Okay. I think it watching that language it was not okay. So one, he said baechechi tabakwete amano pamuna abantu babo.
Wait, did they say abantu babo?
Tabakwete amano
na ma advisors. Ama advisors.
Yes. Baechechi is the president, our head of state.
I'm preparing a speech. No. People, if there is tension in another country, you don't rush there. You seek to understand the tension and you help to diffuse the tension, not to go and take a side immediately. No. What you did, Dimova HH, was not wise. And I condemn you, Mushina Kwatata, Neria Mwana, Neria Mpashwa Mushiro. What you did in Tanzania was very shameful. You don't insert a poor country like Zambia in an unresolved conflict. Abena Tanzania bengi poko tuchila. Nga mwai vundu muno kwa bena Zambia tawakala walabe ile mwai ile mkuta oppress right. Walabe ile mupatikisha tuwasumi na ma elections zata ya endele winu. Those are the ones who be turning against the Zambian businessmen who are going there. Baichecha mano weke sana mo kabiye mkuche mengombe dadi fileke enisi efimiringile. Thank you Bazambe pakumfo.
So I don't know what you mean, Bafano, because me, I think he said.
Yeah, I think you can. I'll follow. This is. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yes, let's call a spade a spade. And the spade is the spade. Listen, Bafano, but we send the chushi. We send the chushi, Bafano. No quiet.
Let that guy go. This professor, he can't say
Baba
the head of says,
if you want to be respected, if you want to be respected, let that guy go and have his own
platform and
blog.
talk over there. More of a fan or Kalandian platform here.
You can't
But they can do a profit.
I was not out. I'm in the car. I want to listen to you. I don't want to listen to that guy. Please. If that guy must go and live state house and community house, not a papa and pashoyin.
But anyway, abantu n'abafulwa nangu ku Facebook kuli ama comments ukwebati abantu balachitabala name calling is accepted. That's why I was saying the other day to say Zambia police approves the people being disrespected from certain people, certain regions. He has come here upset because Kasonso just said what is it? How is that an insult? Ucheme ngombe ni kachema. So kachema lero lusere. And by
farms, Queen Pumi, farms with thousands and thousands of cattle. How is it an insult today?
Yeah.
Queen Pumi. Kasonso has the right to say anything he wants to say in this world. We are not going to be muzzled by mentioning HH into a papa. That therefore, if we don't kubanish number, mwala na ule chalo. Uyumu guys, na lungulesh na liya kuna tuishwa na kodi fumini hapo pena topo tepe de chapwa. Let's move on and discuss something important for our country. What HH did, nobody is happy about it. That's all.
You know, he was here yesterday to Arimushimia. Shire mailo to amwebati. Bushe umuntu. Why abantu 1,000 vaipa yo muntu. And 1,000 people support those people killing somebody. Does that make it right? We asked him yesterday, and he went away because yesterday he was here saying HH went to promote a bilateral or whatever economic trade, and we shut him up. We said, there are 1,000 people who have died. You can't go signing on approving coronation of a person. Abantu 1,000 ifitumbi kude tabalashika nokushika abantu mwaya kuka secret coronation ceremony Mubarak.
Only a fool would accept that he went to go and sign bilateral nonsense when the people of the country is just electing somebody in. That was not the time for bilateral nonsense. I
know. Pafitumbi. Muna kusaina bilateral agreement on people's dead bodies.
Inauguration at something. Somebody does not have even a cabinet
but Kasonso has the right to say if everybody fire. So problem. I know tukashiti apachi tabakweti amano. So Kasonso tabakwatu abakweti amano. Call Kasonso to explain. Because I can tell you to say
everything that the doctor said was clear and it was justifiable. He didn't even insult in any way. Let's just be honest. He didn't insult in any way. It's just that they like to protect him. Even the truth hurts.
I know.
What is wrong with somebody telling him go back to farming? You have been successful there. Maybe this has failed. Chapwa. Ichinka chirakalipa, ala chirakalipa.
Anyway, the summary is HH has received backlash people are not happy. Fiefyo baile kuli abantu tabatemenwe no tufire twalanda. Tufire twalanda abantu bafire balanda no tibalamba kula cha threaten abantu ati Kasonso shani uko. Ima mulalande fe mulande fi mulalande fi pali ba Esther Lungu pali ba Lungu mulalande fi pali Makebi mulalande fi you insult people, even insult me here. But nobody has insulted by HH. Abantu balaba Kasonso alifati. Babwene mo mkucheme ngombe. So kucheme ngombe rusere. Njebeni mwebe na Zambia. Ukucheme ngombe lero lwaluko rusere. Patu ba HH balanda chifyuma fyabo bafunishe mkucheme ngombe. So nomba umuntu wafunishe fyuma fyabo mkucheme ngombe. Abena Zambia balanda ati mwafridwa. Welele ni mo mkucheme ngombe ati muleba tukana. I rest my case.
Where they were even dancing at Yoba, opposition Gavian Kufam.
At opposition chingerengere.
Why should they continue threatening people? Mr. Mwemba Fanuel, Zambia doesn't belong to you one people. No, Zambia is for all of us. Everyone, Kasonso has a right to come to Zambia. It shouldn't be dependent on you. It's not you that should give permission or threaten people.
Okay, by Donoska. Sorry, by Joseph. They tell us that mula pipa mafiaba sungu. Ushenusele kabile to bomba. Kuchinafu I never landed by Timwe Kale, you cook when you cook pipenia mafia to cook. Kuchinafu with you. That's coming. You tell us every day, Kale Nico in Naimo, Komari, Yamula Pipa Mafi. Every day, that's what they tell me. Ikale ni uko na imamule pipa mafia to cook. Mwari mwana na furwa. Ishi furwa enchi to yanji. So nomba yene chile mkaripati. Nikachema wa ngombe omuntu wali kwa te ngombe ali wininamo. He's a millionaire because of the ngombe. So abantu bamwe bati bwela mumukucheme ngombe, I think you were better off there we have all said. Ayo bena Zambia nomba nishika tushefo mrefu aya. Ba Michael andeniko.
Awe na chilafu okulanda kwati kairi na mwisho wa UPND problem wakwetenga mwalanda fepali HH nishi mwalanda kuliresa wabo. Ngamuleli kukisha time ya balungu bale tukana balera ndati balungu abwerere mu kuchawama kachakolwa. Ba PF tabalefulwa. Na
abantu bayi tukana balungu. No. Mwalanda bino
yes.
Nalaka putula.
Okay, all right. Ero balungu bali ba president ba UPND mwale tukana mwalera ndati kalungu kalebwerera kuchawama nikachakolwa efe mwalera nda nomba lero chabipa shani umuntu alanda ati nikachema kachema means a shepherd.
Yes.
Muchisungu limbiala mfuka ko is a shepherd. Nikachema, whether they like it or not, even himself, the president is happy when you call him Kachema, because no one, everyone knows that HH bali kwa tengombe. Sasa na abantu wengi balia mkuba votera no wale muna kwati ati Zambifi bakalashita omutengo wachipa. Kanchi bayapira omuliro pamakasa. So Kasonso Balifio bwino bachiranda fe there is no insult tabarandire pona ngwama shibwaya abi guys, let's just do the politics and in system wa UPND mkwetia kuchita threaten abantu is not good. You were in the opposition for almost 23 years. You were crying that you were mistreated. Now 2026 ngamwarusa mwako opposition. This is where now you should always think that if it comes back to Ayamu opposition, what is it going to happen? Look at the PF today. The PF balavutukanango wa UPND mwe pa 24 independence. We saw how we were chasing the PF. The PF balavutuka. Tekulanda ti the PF tawakweta amaka. They can retaliate, but they baletina. You know, so let's respect ngatwaleranda kushita respect not mwaisa pa nankani hapa mwambo kula moneka kwa tilimbi mwewa kwete amano ni mwewe takwaba ba president bali rufyanya okuyakulya. And it's true. Efe wachirafu ekukuchita Tanzania na Zambia twalikuwa taire relationship ndebwekesha pufuti. Ama Tanzanians tamwabeshiwa buno bwino imwe ba mwemba mwachilalanda. Tanzanians bali kwa tomtima ishakosa. I can assure you nanguwa president abobene nabene nabesho no kuishwa ku Tanzania ti. Ama chances yawe kuikala pale pa mpando ya nono. Tanzanians, they won't stop until they make sure that she's no longer their president. Bali kwa so tufire tulelomba ififine mwachilala ndewa kuinpumi tien tulombe kuli aba nenzo aba these are our brothers, we must support them balelila mwamonene. That's why nga mwamona ba UPND na bafiro nangu ba president kuti bashite allow the Lungu family bashike chitumbi so that tulabeko apa tuishwacha twa president bali bashika. He is failing to do that. Why? Because bali kwa tomutima ulia not wakuyerera. You must have the heart. I was expecting that our race up our UPND, you should learn to accept that yes to Rufyanya. Moneniva PF vale sumina that yes to Rufyanya. Ekwishwa tu mundari kwa mtima wa forgiveness. Not mwayakuli bayakuli aba Rufyanya, you want to defend and then you want to put a blame on someone who has just said his views. That's his opinion. If you want, you can also come up with your own opinion. So in the next program, Madam Queen Bumi, our days are cutting off here. Tatukwe tena vena program because they are not helping us. So that na vena wafureva ishiva. 2026 na avayava. And na avaya ngavaya tukalava letero tukaveva tumamo necharo chivasunga. Upon one Zambia, one nation. Echo tulefuaya kuisa bonse. What we want in 2026 is a Republican president who is going to represent all the 10 provinces of Zambia and 73 tribes of Zambia. This is the president we want. Ngare with a president with many tribes. No, that is not right. Zambia, we are Zambians, and this is our country.
Yes, that's my father. He's the father of the nation. No, but nobody paid up yet. Mona ni file chika mwewa ntoma picture ya fuma yo Tanzania. Abantu bale bashika muma mass grave na mumona. So ba buru ba mbita ba keshiwe abantu bakaluba fye. People won't even know where their relatives are. Mama mona
very true.
Bashika ku Tanzania. These are the bodies in Tanzania. You know. So
very true.
Disabia bambi ba buru ba mobale lubata bakaba mone na mumona. Mass grave.
Those yes.
So abantu kuchiba kusupport abantu kulaba shika so muma plastic. They are big plastic bags. Muchi grave.
Our brothers are crying, brothers and sisters. We must sympathize with them. Not today, Monica. Alma Zambians were known to be Christians. Zambians were known to be loving one another. That's why even in people we hear, they are saying Zambians are loving people. You know, we are not like for me, I've been to Tanzania several times. When I go to Tanzania, I am free. But when I go to South Africa, where our forefathers, South Africa, I am not free. You can't walk mutauni uleenda na phone, but in Tanzania ngawakumana mwalalanda nokulanda mulamu mulibwanje mulande mulibwanje. So this is the relationship we want to destroy. Is this the UPND, the relationship they want to destroy? I can assure you, if the next president comes in, nangwa pape nenga balanda vyatawe bashitana na rifai baingira moba international whatever, the next president, I can assure you, they will put sanction against Zambia as long as President Hakainde Hichilema will be the president. And this is what the thing which they don't see. So issue na chila landa ama visa yes through good bilateral relationship because we are brothers and sisters. And the other thing therefore kubeba UPND bafire bale umfa abantu ngabalelanda. Last year, I think should be 2 months ago, Zimbabwe, Botswana and Namibia, they introduced just to enter those countries with ID, no passport. But why not Zambia? Because in Zambia we fought independence for Zimbabwe, Botswana and Namibia. But why? Under his leadership. That is the question mark they should ask, because our president, he has no good bilateral relationship in the southern region. And that is the truth. You know, so this is the thing that even us as Zambians who will have an effect that this is a Zambian who will be killed. This is a president who was supporting ABCD, which is not good. So let's put our Zambian first. Like the constitution of Zambia says, we must defend and protect the constitution. And we must be proud to be Zambians. If our president has made a mistake, let's go to speak the truth to the power. It doesn't mean that the president, when he's there, is the only person who should speak the truth. No. The president is just a human being like any of us. Any of us, we can become president. But if you have made a mistake, let people control you and let people hear what people are saying. A good president is a good listener. President wabemba magamba ti umwe wa muntu abera kukutwi. Omba wa president westabomfwa a problem tabomfwa wa president. Balefwa wale mfwa fifi na press singers balelanda no nga balanda no president apachilife bwi. No, the president should always hear critics. When people are criticizing you, that's when you become a good leader. Thank you very much, Wagwin Pum. That's what I wanted to speak.
Thank you for that powerful contribution. Yeah, so we are here, guys, but ili ashiria ku Tanzania okunali shupa kuliyama mass grave baleshika abantu, but mu Zambia ifanatu esho tuleyidisha nyakwe bati ba president ebali ba, our president was the master atishani guest of honor. So we as Zambians, we condemn this thing. That's why Kasonso na Balanda. Your advisors were in here, the SADC region, SADC region yashita condemn bena left supporter. But this is a wake-up call na Zambia to say, if Bahaka can support this, then we Zambian must be ready. We must be ready to say Bahaka Inde Ngabalusa election. He can do the same. Kuchubaya kuko ima baraki bayamkuwa swearing against the wishes of the people, because he has demonstrated that he has supported a sham election where almost 1,000 people have died. So we should be concerned as Zambians, because we are heading towards elections, and the way this thing is playing out, it's exactly Tanzania formula. If you reach to Tanzania, if you reach to Zambia. So, mweba UPND, mukalufie chalonga chakwebati. Ba president, yonse tulabeba, tulabakalipira. But you never condemn the president. A problem to akwata Muzambia. The praise singer will never see anything wrong in the president. You know? They always defend him. We are only human. We stand corrected. Every human being stands corrected. Perfect. If you are chirufyanyapa, nomba bachinja bambo kulanda chiyo muleba tukana. Na balanda ba maiko ba lungu mwalebe ba chabwele kuchawama. And all the evil things you said about them. Munatuela ifepana tulapipa amafi tulafurwa ninchito Yesu. Ndapipa amafi kufyalo fya basunguku. No, it's my job. So why should I be upset? So why should you shire mikaipa abantu balandati babwelelemo mkucheme ngombe. Bushete bakachema. Recently balelanda be nanchero na lyumwaiche ngana lufye ngombe ni shinshala le paka nga nje mkusange ngombe ile. I have to go and find that animal. He was giving testimony. Where is that video where he was giving testimony? So can someone come and say we are insulting him? Excuse me. Mwandi to the mochive. Now praise singer. You know about praise singer. Ever let them a problem Mozambia. Because they do not see anything, but HH can do whatever he wants. They will never condemn him. Ever kaleta ma problem Mozambique, because we are praise singer. They don't know where to stop. And we're always baraleto mutundu. Uyo mutundu waba HHO bachita claim. I am also that same tribe. So this thing of using a tribe, each time you are held accountable, no. Stop hiding in a tribe. Zambia, we are one Zambia, one nation. It's only two things in life. You are either wrong or you are right. And the tribe doesn't make you commit a sin. The tribe doesn't make you do the wrong thing. No, we have a peshe mitundu twamipapata. Inane unendi mutonga pano. I have tonga blood here running in my veins. But I cannot be running to Tonga. Ngana lufianya pano mwambo kulandi bachie ine echo mlenje befantu ndi mutonga. No. We need to condemn this thing of using a tribe to excuse your foolishness or whatever you are doing. Zambia police, you need to do your job and arrest everyone according to the laws of Zambia. Don't use a tribe to excuse certain people. Mukaleta ma problem mu Zambia. Mwaleta kalena ma problems. You have brought enough problems between praise singers and Zambia police. These people who are commanders to Zambia police, they have brought enough problems in Zambia. Me, I'm sick and tired of them. Elong and another, I'm sick and tired of them is not an insult, okay? But Wahaka Inde, my last message is to the Tanzanians. We are crying with them. The pictures are just out. They are digging mass graves. Abantu bale bashika muma plastic bag without family. That is sad. And for Bahaka Inde to go and dance over there, to go and gloat over ashes, it's even shameful. Because Bahaka Inde cries over killing how many people? Mapenzi na Udia, whatever his name is, before Shiratukan. He cries over 2 people who were killed. But this is 1,000 lives have been lost. It's hypocrisy. You can't cry over 2 lives. Meanwhile, 1,000 lives have been lost in Tanzania. You say it's okay. You are a hypocrite. Is that not an insult? It is a fact. Don't say I insulted him. His behavior is hypocritical. He cries over 2 people. But he goes to Tanzania, over 1,000 lives, it's okay, move on. Can you move on over 1,000 lives? At least their families buried them. They have a marked grave. The family can go even and see Babashik. Number ku Tanzania, but muma mass grave in plastic bags. And they died because somebody stole an election. Somebody is a dictator. Somebody has gained the presidency on the lives on 1,000 lives.
Blood.
Somebody became a president on spilling blood. Yes, thank you, Mama Elia. Nape. Not totally about my creation. I should for room and I should papa number 1. Mama Spicy, I'm done talking. Thank you for Facebook to Alai Sala. If you want to come, you can come to TikTok. Today I'm on the voting day. This is my ballot paper. We are voting here today, guys. Now I'm voting. 4th November. My ballot paper, mama na balantumina kunganda. They mailed the ballot paper chisa pangana. So if you let's see kuma zambioko, muletuma abantu umuntu mo NRC mo 10 voters whatever rigging voter suppression. Yeah. Mwaka mona kondea mkuvota, so I'm going to vote. Ballot paper yandi mwai mona. Is this a ballot paper? Yeah, so area shigo mwe wantu bakwalesa. We are here tomorrow, guys, to the pano na mailo. Mailo, I think tukalanda pali ba PF. Ba PF kulia kantu ba mudoro na bali pila 200,000 to be a candidate. Ba mao sampana ba kanati bali pile 200,000 ilia. But I just think that it's too much. Why are the PF charging so much money to be a candidate, a presidential candidate? Why? So they are disadvantaged. Kuchi umuntu nimbina kwata mano na kwata na abantu aba disqualified because of money. Do you think it's fair that PF can charge all that money to be a presidential candidate? Mwe wantu bakwaleza.
But why very please or don't please?
Imagine mwishua 200,000. Eh? So which means some of us will be on the ballot. Eh? Poor people, you are automatically disqualified. It's not fair. Yeah, but you know, for the presidential, for the national presidential, Balipila 95,000. For the national presidential, they charge 95,000 kwacha. Mwamona. So them they should even charge less than that. Nangu kutuwa lipisha finangu 10 pin. Chapwa. But why should they charge 200,000 to be on a ballot by PFE mwe? No, it's unfair.
Once a child Kunkara president, it's a gift from God.
Yes.
So nobody should be.
Hey, whatever can be. Ah, mandi nineshi sekere kandande porero. Kandande.
Yesterday, Ambassador but the ones that paid will not be paying. They would.
But still, it's a lot of money. What about the poor people? Mwamona.
Yes.
Somebody can be poor but have the support. Ngamwa yako ya convention abantu wasala obarefwaya. No mbetiti ya kubike mpia kuntanshi. You are forcing people you are eliminating poor people from that an opportunity to lead Zambia. Eh? Members if they want money, they can just ask people who
know who has money. Look at it, she has the money, but
I have money. Where are we today? Eh? I'm not happy. Ne? 200,000 is too much money. Some people they are leaders, they have no money. Eh?
Yes.
But they are eliminated. 200,000. Elo abantu limbiale for kuiminina alikwata ma supporters ashitishenganda elo ayalusa. Eh? Mandini, it is not right.
That's why that's why God is not happy.
Mudolo number 1 ukulipira. Mudolo number 1 ukulipira. Mudolo has paid nimbona receipt. The receipt is on Facebook.
Mudolo halilanda kadi atarefo kuimina papier.
Mwamona, iyo receipt ya kwa mudolo mwaimona. Mudolo nali pila so ni shukula ba mpia tie bakalaba ma leaders. No.
It's not fair. That's why Murungawa Panisha wants it.
It's not right one. So Apomudoro Afmaki Okona Kwatempia Abana top of the list. Money should not be a criteria ya kupira umuntu presidential.
No, if you're gonna kwatempia, he can even buy the other people.
Sita nomba na kumuvotera mwamona.
Yeah.
Mwandini. Mwandini. I think if there is somebody who wants to stand, as independent. Church Capri.
2021 offer about food. They're independent because of this same adoption.
You know what? If they want, if I am popular, I want to be president. Why should I pay 200,000? Government 95,000. Independent. Go ahead, Mike. It's too much.
Yeah. Yes, I think why they have said they should pay is because they had set a precedent. You remember when by Edgar Lungu, he said he had retired, then they wanted to have an extraordinary, then they paid my 250 pin of nomination. So it's more like they have put a standard because they have opened. There was a debate where people are saying only those who have paid should participate, but they are saying they are new entrants. So they are saying they cannot allow them to just enter free. They should also pay. So that's why I think Emmanuel Mwamba, he was trying to explain.
Not that, but my problem is in Pianashi Furisha, Mwamona. Tatukwete problem no.
Yes, the man is too much. I think maybe in the near future they are going also to rescind and to make sure maybe it's less than what is the nomination fee from the actual presidential. Yes. I think those are the issues. Those are the issues that it should be also guided in the constitution, whereby political parties, like the way it is Article 60, which is mandatory that all political parties should hold convention. So even that, it should also be part and parcel. These are the amendment bills which are supposed to be enacted in our the lacunas with the lacunae. The lacunas we have in our constitution. So I think that's why they have allowed everyone. So I think that's why I've seen Mudoro also, he has paid. I know that maybe also Honorable Makebi Zulu also to pay, and others, those who would want. And for sure, we have seen that, a good leader most of the time is not like the one who has money, then is intelligent. No. When the Bible always reminds us that David was young, and when Samuel went into the house of Jesse, when he wanted to appoint leaders, when the Israelites had cried to God, what did they do? They went, those who were fighting with the Philistines, the brothers of David, they were huge like myself and others. Samuel thought that, yes, this is the leader. But the message came from God to say, don't look at the stature. God sees what is inside. So leadership is the heart, the good heart. A good leader will always have a good heart. Not what we are seeing today. That's not good leadership. So even in the PF, we have started this topic. I think tomorrow we'll talk about it so that people should know that leadership is not about having money. Leadership is not about being eloquence. Leadership is part of the leadership, but you must have a good heart. That's what does the Bible say. You must have a good heart. Oh, that's what I wanted to contribute. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. I'm a comments. This man came alone. I want to apologize to Tanzania. This came alone. This man So I'm like, yeah, amen. This man came along to represent himself and his political party, not the entire Zambia.
I also saw a video where it wasn't the Zambia, it was like another country. A man was talking about it and he was condemning our president attending it, and people in the comment section were like, even us, we are not proud of him coming there. We didn't send him. Like, so many people were not agreeing with him being
3,000 likes.
You see, because you Oakland fishing, madam, President Batista disappoint, and what we need is us Zambians to speak to our brothers and sisters in Tanzania who are mourning. We must encourage them every day. We pray for them so that God can give them. Even the president who has declared himself. That's why so now, how are you going to be celebrated? How is she going to be moving? How is she going to command? As the
Tanzania, problems. The problems are just starting in Tanzania.
Yes, and this is the beginning. You know, after 64 years of independence. 64 years of independence.
That woman, she's not fit to continue to be a president.
She's a dictator.
Became a right thing to do.
I think Madam Queen Pumit who ask you, please tell Donald Trump to move in Tanzania to bring peace, since you are already there in the United States of America. Through you as our envoy, we are asking you to take the petition to say, go and help Tanzania so that there is peace.
Strong.
If we go where some peace muchalo cha.
Yes, they need to start condemning from within Africa.
Continue extorting our minerals.
But number one congratulations. Why she watakuli fisuma?
Ngakulivomenya na vopaya na sibabwera no bwera. Bazakabwera che one day pamene enze mujere vanabwera ndife tina kukambira kuti vakuchose. Huh?
Very true.
That's a confusion so that they can continue to extort Africa. Please.
Apparently, to just start condemning them, just the way Sadi came out strongly. We need all African countries now.
They only come out to make somebody bitter and to use that great person to be harassing and abusing his own people so that they can come and continue take our minerals. They started when they brought our ancestors here for slavery. So don't even mention these people. We're supposed to be enjoying our own countries.
Hello, in Africa, don't cry. How can another man bring you peace in your own continent? It is for you to create peace. No one can bring us freedom.
Yes, I agree, but I also disagree in the sense that at the moment, when you look at all African leaders, I will tell you, all African leaders are all puppets to European countries, because that's why they always those are the people who always give us the leaders, because they've got an interest in America, in Africa. That's why if you remember all the people who were fighting for African Union, they have been killed. Look at how Gaddafi was killed. Because he was propagating that Africa should become united. When you look at Julius Nyerere, he was also propagating the same agenda. But along the way, they divided themselves because they were saying we should, in Africa, we should use our local language should be Swahili. You're getting the point. But today, again, that's what I was saying, whether we like it or not, these guys, they are still controlling us. our leaders today, I can assure you they are talking, they are calling them that this is what we want and this is what we are going to do. Look at our country, Zambia, today. We are under siege because of IMF. You know, when President Edgar Lungu was there, he said, go and keep your money. We are going to survive. What happens? They fought him. And they fought him until today he's dead. And 5 months he hasn't been buried. You know, so even when we have been crying here in Zambia, we've been crying, SADC, they are quiet, African Union, they are quiet, but immediately when something happens, you will see how they will come running, like you have already stated. So I don't know how Africans, we are going to be united and speak one language, and so that we can stand on our own and preserve our minerals, and so that we can create the good environment. I remember the time President Edgar Lungu was the president. They had, I think, started, I think it was not BRIC, but something like Southern African leaders and so forth, where in Africa they were saying, where we have copper and we've got other products, so that all of them now, they become one. What happens? They became the victims. Immediately, these Europeans, they also have meetings. They know which president they should get rid and the president they should bring in. So it's yes, it's us Africans, but when we speak, you are going to find that yes, we speak, but nothing tangible comes on. And this is the challenge which I always feel that Zambians, Africans, we must unite. Because look at what has happened in Tanzania. If we were united, I would say that Zambians, those in Nakonde, they could have also joined to say, stop what you are doing. But for the fear, they will be killed. And we were told that 2 stray bullets killed our own. And by the end of the day, we'll also start watching from there. We can speak, we'll speak, yes. But the truth of the matter is that these are people who are controlling. The West, the Europeans are controlling us. It's only in West countries like where Traore is and those. When you look at, it's through coup, and because they are military presidents, they have united. They've got one agenda. But our countries, I'll give an example. Look at our president. Instead of going to say, my friend, what you have done is not right, I won't support you, but he gave the speech. Next, you are going to find again there will be elections in Kenya. They will go and give the speech. By the end of the day,
but you know about my from Mwalanda, look at what happened in Malawi. It was the people there in Malawi who refused. As much as Abasungu Kwata say, but we as the people ourselves, we have control. So number Malawi, no, the judiciary just said no in Malawi. Mamona, look at
that woman has integrity.
Elections.
That woman has integrity, and I have respect for that woman rather than my military now out.
No, Abasungu, yes, they are controlling countries, yes, but governments also, there is a degree of the integrity. Malawi has
absolutely
us. Botswana, look at what they did. Namibia, look at what they did. Even in Zimbabwe, look at what they did. So that's why we are saying it's a problem we are colonial masters. Ni problem we are HH nefe bale to take. Kutanzania ni problem ya kwa uyana mayo uyana ena. She compromised the judiciary and everything. Same thing in 53 You remember Pachiro Chala Lungu Jaji Ariemo Kutunga Wepesha Basungu? No. We have to take responsibility. The problem we have in the Kuchalo, presidents are dying every day, but they resolve matters. They resolve matters. They don't stop a funeral because of a court case. Uwa Nigeria harifwa na nani uli aumbiwa afuire president bali mushika. Fitu chapitatia wino.
Very true.
You know. And the problem is this the HH is the problem.
Yes.
As much as we know that Abasungu wala to control, Abasungu na vena bantu wale umfa. they are negotiating with these countries or in our neighbors.
Not all white. Not all white.
The same companies they are negotiating, ku Venezuela, ku Botswana, they are negotiating. You know, you just don't bring them in. No, I'm 100%.
To blame for most of the challenges we are facing.
Yes.
And outside that can only come if we permit
so much, you know.
I can tell you that most of the European countries disapprove the election of the Tanzanian president. They don't agree. They don't, because that one is an outright, you know.
I want 1,000 for sure. I want to plastic bags. How back in there you are on your own on this one. God forbid.
It's just selfish Tanzanians who are benefiting from this president. By the way, when you see a motorcades, you have hundreds of.
I know. If you talk about when a motorcade, you talk about 100. She let that boom, boom, boom. She's a crazy woman.
You the kind of a president this person is. Extravagant, at the same time, so scared in that she doesn't have any.
I don't know if it's true.
Twalai digging so that titumfu etichirishani.
Mastermind na tilimbieba ipena mu Magufuli.
Magufuli was killed by the same people. That's what the rumor is trending in Tanzania, and that's why you have seen a lot of people.
Because
yes.
Powerful businessman.
It's always like that in Africa. People want to ascend power at all costs, so it's possible.
How come they have a sponsor?
What?
But the good part our leaders should know is that we have seen greatest leaders have died, and we have seen great leaders have been removed from power. Those people like in Zambia who thought that Kaunda would say let's have elections before his term. No one knew, but time came. So even our president should know that you can be so powerful, but the God we pray is the God who is going to say, enough is enough, your time has come, and you start packing. So 2026, the time has come for our brother, dear brother, President Edgar Hung now. Yeah. Our brother Akainde Ichirema to start preparing, because Zambians have already made up decision, and instead of trying to put things in place, is busy trying to make more grave mistakes. So Zambians, I think they are tired and they want to see new leadership, like Kasonso said. Awe tulefa kwa at least tumone kutuchinjeko government 2026. Thank you. Good night, people. Thank you for this wonderful.
Pleasure for joining. Dasin, welcome. Ba Facebook twice. I send ku TikTok. Naram kuvota inelelo. Ni voting day. Yeah. Kuno ama voting. Takuli neti ya kulandra na ma text na ma phone. E campaign.
Muli basungu.
Yes.
Nomba ifu kuroma panga.
So my text, they were calling me. Palina umbiumu na mai walisa kokosha ndetela flyer panga and the door to door. Make sure you vote on this. Na balondoro. Sorry, lokuya fenara kopama pictures.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to, because you must share ideologies. Yes, you must different ideologies.
Campaigning in Pali text, I'll share a text over Alexa campaign. You see, my money. This is another campaign message. My money. Valin Dembela text. NAACP. A yes vote on California is a vote to protect Black voters everywhere.
You
Hey,
see?
Pumulo, NACP California here. Today is election day. Today is election day. Our time is now to protect Black voters everywhere. Vote yes on Proposition 50. If you have not yet turned in your ballot, we recommend taking it to your nearest voting center. California voters living 50 or more miles from the 6 mail processing facilities risks their ballots uncounted due to postal service changes. If you can't take it to a voting center, you can take it to a U.S. Postal Service. Mail U.S. Post Office, mail it in person, but do not drop it in a mailbox or mail slot. Now, go to the counter.
Mwalimu advanced nshishu efwenga tukafika poli that n'okufuala ligaali abalikanya n'okufuala ligaali abalikanya olefu omulefu ala ligaali yafe yaleeta.
The employee, the postal employee postmark your envelope by hand, so atikamupele ku post polling station ngaidi kutarikabia ku post office elwa dinde your envelope by hand. You retain your ballot in person today.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, so 2026 we are bringing this Chapwa.
Yes, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Because there's no way ngamwaikala just because another political party. You know, even UNIP, they would have not killed UNIP, they would have not killed MMD. People should have different, divergent views of political parties. If they want UNIP, let it come.
California, our time is now. Vote yes on Prop 50. So, apanga Nkuzambia, ni vote no on Bill 7. Mwamona.
Yes.
Zambia songa kwashi vote no on Bill 7, but it's kuli Proposition 50. Proposition. So vote yes on Prop 50 to defend Black leadership, protect health care for all, and fight against national attacks on our rights. Return your ballot by November 4. Today is the last day. But Dustin, go ahead. Yeah. Thank you, by Facebook. Thank you, by Michael. But Dustin, unmute me. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't know. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. All right. Ilekana. Radassen, can you join? Maybe disconnect and then rejoin.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So bakuimpumi ba HH bareke kutiuzinga konse komini baendo chitava evil. He should stop mentioning us that Zambian people, we are in support of what he's doing. We are
Dasin, go ahead. He's on break.
But Quintum, you know what? I've always said after coming and staying in a place where it's more developed than we are, development is on small things. Kukuno, just your ID and your driving license is your voter's card. And then within 24 hours of voting, like in California, New York, that's what democracy is. Then I don't know. I was on the other forum. I don't know how true is it, but President Vesu, I don't know who advises, but President I know the press singer. balandira mufye fintu just because, and then I'm not trying to, like Queen Pumi, I respect you and everything, but have you noticed a trend in Zambia? Why is it that most of the praise singers, they come from one region? No, you guys, you know, this is a problem. And
what?
You know what Queen Pumi? This is what is worrying me, because Utawakasange, you know, like, and this is what I'm scared of. Like, come on, people, even if you want to support your own, but like, I look at you, Queen Pumi, and I don't, you don't hide it. You supported this man, but why someone this is not what I was supporting. The power, no, you know, when you're supporting someone, but why someone to, it's not what I was thinking he is going to be or she's going to be. You can always like just say no, I'm not going to support this. But you find that this idea of him going to Tanzania, if people are not seeing it, who lives in the night? And then information like what? Why are you in a hurry, Mr. President? This lady that you're going to stand for and say no, we people, we thank you for voting. Who voted for her? If she was voted in by the massive voters, why is she? Why were people not in the streets? Because they're saying 98% of people voted for her. That 98%, no one was even happy or just saying, yes, this is what we want. Then, if we were president, like Kasonso Valilanda, I think Kasonso said it all in a very good way. You see, I don't understand why people are saying, no, he did it for business. Which business?
Business over people's lives. I want to know is it a time you to negotiate my lives palichiro? Ingani kuzambia kuti vakuma no kukuma. Kuti wekulanda business deals abantu 1,000 nabafwa. Kuti vakuma kuzambia.
President, look, he should learn from history. Zambia and Tanzania, we are two sister countries. Remember when when Keke was in prison? Who came to visit him? He didn't come to support what the MMD government was doing. He came to show solidarity to Wakawunda. Nyerere came to say, no, this is my brother. And if people don't understand, he refused to say, I won't go until you release my brother. Our president was supposed to say, look, my sister, me, I respect you have invited me, but I can't come to that invitation when most of my people are not happy with you being the leader. Iron out those differences. And once you have ironed out those differences, I'll support you for the sake of peace for the people of Tanzania. No, but he's forgetting that today I'm receiving reports. Most of the Tanzanians are disappointed with Zambians. He has put most of our businessmen who go to Tanzania to do car dealership in trouble.
Mwilala if your God forbid, Sulefikana. Chentulande fiati. Chentulande fiati mwebena Zambia. He came to represent himself and his political party, not us.
He came to represent himself.
Yes, God forbid. So we just say, Tanzania, we don't support it. We have to denounce it.
Amen. Amen. You know, the thing is, I don't understand who advises our president. And now, the only thing is, Apoko Tule Yanomba, we have reached a point to say, once and tomorrow, like everyone has said, and they will continue saying, number one thing is, let's not accept Bill 7, because Apamaka Nipali Bill 7, but we should not accept that. Then secondly, we want to, Zambia is a good country. We cannot afford to be a country that will continue living in fear. We need to change their narrative. We cannot be failing one person. Leaders come and go. We want the best for Zambia. Look at you, Queen Pumi. You could have been doing anything else that you want, but you've dedicated yourself, your life, to liberate the Zambians back home. Because in Zambia, like you said 3 days ago, the opposition, the people that are supposed to be doing what you're doing, takwaba. So we depend on you people. When you speak, I know people think, no, abantu abonfwa nama agency aba press singers na balumbani madoda balesa pa mafola map. And they know if into the feeling we know, because I've never heard anyone who can come on this platform to say, guys, give this man a chance. Look at what he has done. Look at all this massive development. Because there's nothing to talk about.
They just come to defend him. What you na mumuntu kana. Tumutu kene kuisa kachema ni shepherd.
Have you ever had any when you go into a debate with the press singers, they will insult you, or they will say, oh, you just don't love him because he's...
Oh, please, spare us. If I'm not to tukana to the people, ama fikuno. Bushatula lira, you insult us. It is our job. Do we cry when they tell us that do we cry? Do we say you are insulting me?
No. God bless you, Queen Pum. Continue doing what you're doing. We love you and we'll continue supporting you.
Thank you, Adasin. Yes, thank you. So there it is. Ba HH mulacheme ngombe. So yo wachisa panwelanda ati muleba tukana. How can umuntu akwebe nchito yobe? Uko tukana, unless ingatabacheme ngombe, then that can be demeaning or mocking. For example, the way they are attacking Makebi Zulu to say ni malukula, that is an insult because Makebi is not a malukula. Mamona. That is a true example of insulting or disrespecting someone or mocking someone. Olo inepano mula tueba tiwa diaspora mula diaper.com. Tulalanda chino, no mbambe bafena next time nkesa pipila wano kona bawiso. Because that is my speciality. I cannot be upset for people telling me I am a diaper.com. Why should I be upset? So I tell people who tell me kapipi amafi, natie, I am a specialist. Elo next time kapipa ba no kona ba wiso, I'm sure na bakota. Now they are, instead of them condemning HH for what he did at Munamutu, nobody has insulted HH. HH is a shepherd. Umweni alilanda, how wale bati ngombe monga ya aluba, tawala lepaka uye uyisange. Umweni nika chema, so how can that be an insult? I end here, I rest my case. Yeah, how to us about praising what to Alafisha Yokutadi. Never finetia mitundu in mutundu muletu wenesham. Uyo no mutundu I'm part of that mutundu. But I don't support blindly. Ndi mutonga biyo umapanga hawa jigankata. Chifu mwenda kondizwa. Na muli wide nobe na mazabuga wa nobe na jigankata. Mewondiri mutonga biya full time. But he go support ya buyanga kuti na chintu chaluba kwamba chichaluba vadala kuti na balubiya kubambira chibadala mu rubiya taimbo muchitobo mohwa ino ndina kwamba muchitonga kuti nisanga mbondihwa kambo chikuwa lubeta muhwi chiramwinda jinyoba jidinti jikuwa ulo chibembaniza tamuchimwide kaboto kambo motupe halionse kwamba ulawiya wa mugosi awajisa wamba atishani ukuzumbana ukayihana ba praise singer lyonse bantu bala nkazi alimu bala nkazi oyo muntu ngomu supporta uligisi immunity bosi baba kubola muya wangiwa bonse walo yagunka uyakukwera ndiga hakubalike tole mandi nyema praise singer dimi wantu bambo wamba batalia wamba amuyobo wentabandi ahina kwamba ati batu bara mahina yo ya muimu jisi batushupa inata mujisi bongo mumutomu wambati nga moyeya biya mojibu situation yebola magani yabola mokalansi moyeya momana mojana answer nyobo tawu aba bantu bala mahina yambuyamwe every time kulumbaya oyo muntu ngoba supporta ngatajiti jibi mumensi wabo ngatajiti yose kusupporta biya kusupporta mwandi tolema motulemya biya motulemya mewe ndinde kuchitawo countdown kuti 12 August tukakuvote ari munyobo babhuru vangowo kumapanga yawo chikankata mukavhotere muntu yakuleta change kambo muri pengede turi hivido uchikankata amabhoho nguva amila yahonse tagu vantu vanywa menda muhisima ng'ombe inomularumbaia mwanzi ndinakwamba vochitongano niza ngavandihwa vapressing akambo vandipeya twakwamba chikuwa liwose kuzwangana achivemba kuzwangana so I think tunakwamba vocha wowese.
Tell them. I can't hear, but tell them. Tell them. Today I saw a banner at Trauma Supports Bill 7 for women inclusion, youth inclusion. I was just shocked, and people were marching.
Mbayanga maningi bamunya obali kumachina. How can you support kutegwa mu parliament muyakube bo baka into 32 when Zambian population is 51% of the women? So mu parliament mwende kuba baka into all up to muyakuba to 156 plus 100, so 256 seats. What is 51%? So at least mu parliament mwende kuba is it 75? At least 80 women. Half of 256. Mu parliament mwede kuba 80 women MPs. So Bill 7 yonjabu yanga baide kumishenga. Kambo Bill 7 they want baga into ababantu bala ma disabilities aba youth and tomwe to be have 35 seats. So kutinato jita ma numbers baga into 51%, my youth ingu 70%. So mojita calculate 70% of 256 is about over almost 200 seats just for the youth. And then the women will be mixed between youth women and the older women, at least 75. So more seats for women in parliament. They are actually trying to fix to Utegwa. Women, youth, and disabled, there won't be more than 35 seats. Bill 7 is a bill from hell.
Madam President.
Go ahead, Bachfunabuli Moisen.
So sad mwandi kuno ku Zambia tuwakwata ka market kuchingola kuchibwe mpala market yapya.
Nga yapya shani.
So sad mwandi mu Zambia kuno kuchingola kuchibwe mpala bachingola market yapya kuchibwe mpala.
Vayambo kocha ma market.
Mreso tuamula pa Facebook pa TikTok una register post.
Ngaba fa brigade baba kuisa. Mwandini. Muzambia. You know me, I can't wait. Yes, mwambaka watu wa Michael 2 article 259. Yes. Your women took a full. It's only 35 women. They want to manipulate to actually reduce the number of women. Market. Mwandi nenana inevampesha va UPND. But you know, I am a Tanzania, nguleza kujuru. Leza kujuru. Nguwa lenga chibantu wabone bantu batu tungula mu Zambia mioyo ya wambo iwede. Kambodose ano fwebena Zambia tulalira tikamubona babantu mbu batutungulula mu Zambia eyihulumende mu Zambia etushupa tulalira lyonse bena Zambia eyihulumende mu Zambia etushupa pemunye baligisi propaganda gumane basi besu kuli bantu bagita promoting emunya hulumende guposting ama videos mubone ihulumende mu Zambia ilabereka bena Zambia, you are just complaining. Mwabona. So, elija litika u Tanzania, utegwa baba president, wa unkyo ya kujita hibajite hiya. Jisi jonse ino, jita expose. Ba president ino bonse banakubalanga ati, kwa ili video ila, ndirihe. Kwa ili video ila mulombwa na uli wambati, they are very disappointed. Kambo muntu ula moyo ngata kweli ndege agata amasibu wonka ku Tanzania ya kubaraki to stand with a dictator after ojaya abantu 1000 ejichiba jita mwanji balubiha uti na muambe kuba supporter yacho batugire bantu baranyema uti nawo nyema biya ingotugira te moyo ulajisa chotugirida chihi moyo ulajisa so awanoti kuwentera abantu bachika muleka kutugira nabantu Facebook currency mukaligane mulibuye nabantu chinche batugirida bantu chinche batugirida banyema hi kambo bayibongu yabakusupporta muntu president ulya uwabe jama vote oba umana ujaya abantu ma abductions jailing people Obama vote at 98%. Na 98% now are winner 98%. Bantu ba celebrate bali kuli taw. Ba 2% ba 98% bali kuli. She actually lost by 98%. They just flipped the numbers. The woman lost by 98% because the 98% are all the people protesting in the streets. So only 2% voted for her. That's why na inauguration na ni coronation area yali Mubarak itahi president ulangu queen because queen ngui ita impose a throne. A president is for the people by the people and the people should celebrate the election of a president. People shouldn't have to die when somebody is elected a president. 1,000 people dead because of her.
There's more because they are still protesting. Even today, I was like watching videos where people, even Al Jazeera is like still filming what is happening there. You know, the other thing I wanted to say is this: even next year, if this happens in our country, they will rise for him because they will just say, "Hey, this is why he supported her. This is why he was there."
I'm just seeing the messenger there. They are saying with you, our Zambian people. Tanzania, they are with us. And Zambia helped a lot of countries gain independence. So we have love from our neighbors because we showed love.
Yeah.
I'm quite saying.
I'm quite. You know, I have been following, and I also want to add my voice so that you are trained up. My message to come, Chalo. Hopefully, Monakuri will take Monavaka in the HDM. Alafiaka Rushabuchi. Fiakweva Fete to Filondolo win. You know, I think it is happening. It happened for the first time in this country, Zambia, where we witnessed the president leaving the country around 2 a.m. Ukuyaku inauguration. And we don't, Tanzania Fiapa, why the president Vala is 02. You know, all those are question marks that are hanging that begs for answers, which we cannot speculate because we don't really know exactly what is happening. And then 2+, where we were able to get our president, how did those people manage to count the 30 million votes, in a space of 48 hours? Where you and I, we know to say the Takwari network, it was shut down, and there was riots,
But how did they manage to pay them a voucher 30 million in a space of 48 hours? And then in Masaro, why even, having such inauguration? Because the president, he was too fast to go there. I guess it was too quick for him. Streets. The president speech, meaning the president went there to side with the oppressor, which we cannot allow because the president is a Republican president who represents Zambia wherever he goes. So if he happens to do that, meaning this man he went there to side with the oppressor, denting the name of this country, Zambia. And at the end of the day, we are going to have issues with our fellow Tanzanians that side, forgetting that Zambia is a landlocked country which depends on these neighboring countries. 2+, Zambia, its economy controlled by imports. When we are importing goods from overseas, the convenience port as things stands, Ingi Bombasana, it is Dar es Salaam, Kwabakona Bela, Durban, and all that. But when you look at these cannabis, Marasangati, but Tanzania, Parastora, issues have been. Tukambokola tunafikia parliament transaction yes we know in a peaceful way the peace that we've been enjoying all this while kuja kuine kushani ku Tanzania kuja kuine mwandu wako ebati our standing now has been compromised by this individual called Aka in HM. And then when you look at the Bill 7, but Bill 7 you find that is his last hope as things stands. Because that man is going. Number, to say, if he pushes for Bill 7, there is some clauses that are going to give him power to stay in power. Because there are certain clauses there where he can maneuver around politically and change the system here and there. The issue of, nominating about 50 MPs, all those issues are certain issues that the man is lacking numbers in parliament. And if he happens to do that, he's going to have that number that is lacking in parliament and push for his agenda, which is going to also not to sit well with us. But forgetting that the man was voted on a premise to deliver for the Zambian people, and second, also to deliver his promises that he made. Now, after discovering that there is nothing that he has done apart from the toilets that they did in Kwacha, there in Kitwe, the man now is thinking of doing whatever Mingato that is doing through manipulating the constitution. Because, whenever you go, you find that the leader fails to deliver or the leader fails to provide leadership. The first thing that particular one will start doing, will start now manipulating his people. Because what is in Akainde's mind as things stand, in his mind there is slavery mentality. So he's thinking to say, which is very bad. He shouldn't be thinking like that. Because at the end of the day, Zambia, it has got people over 21 million. So we cannot suffer because of this particular individual, and we make the 21 million. So the best thing that we can do, let us encourage our people. Let us encourage our people to go and register their voters card. That voters card, it is going to give us impetus to go extra mile. It is going to give us impetus to join hands and check out this brutal regime. Because there is nothing, whenever we go, let us go to agriculture. What is happening there? Let us go to health. Let us go to commerce. Let us go to tourism. Nothing is there. Let us go to mines. Nothing is there. There is no ministry that is sticking under the watch of Akainde Hichilema. And all these ministers that are there, there is nothing that they do. Because this man is on the center of everything. And is not a man who can allow his minister to do things minus and at the end of the day, Zambia is a big shutdown as things stands. The party village sticker, when you come here in the Copper Belt where we are, the party village sticker, Copper Belt province, it is now the ghost province as things stands. No activity. SMEs don't say because of road shedding. 3 hours. Number challenge. How are we going to be productive? So to say we've got a long man steering this ship called Zambia, whom we should not entrust again with another 5 years, because Zambia will remain as a shell. I thank you. I just want to contribute that and to urge the people to say, let us go on and register so that we come and check him out. Thank you.
Thank you, Reagan. Powerful. You know, the problem is, again, we need to pressure ku ECZ kuli ama problems. Kuli ba Mwangala Zalomis, we have seen ama problem ali ku ECZ, they major problem. So nangutwa yawa bantu atikalembe sheni, you know. Ama paper takuri, inki takuri. So we have started a petition to say, let people sign this petition. Mwangala Zalomis need to be fired. The board need to be dissolved. Kulia ku ECZ. And let them extend the voting period. And one of the demands that we need to do is people should be allowed to vote anywhere. Because if into registered never fifurunganya, abantu bale basesha. Umuntu alembere ku province, ale isanga bamu ishina ya kwa votera kumbi. No, but that is voter suppression. So we are dealing with the highest order of voter suppression. We want to bakwalesa who is kuri problem. And we are counting down the Lonipa 4. So they are systematically suppressing the opposition vote. Yes. Yeah, Madam
President. Thank you. Arigan was by somation.
Cannabis and if you win more women.
One of cannabis at your win. Yeah, Madam President. To a friend because me, my question I have is if next year prison will the Zambians complain or the family? Because what she's doing is against the law, against nature, against human rights.
Yes.
And if you look at her age, but if those are the people we need to run to say, Ma'am, please, how do I move on with life? Now, if you see a mother, a great-great-grandmother, sorry to use this word, behaving as if she's just discovering life, 15 years old, boyfriend everybody should behave. Because
exactly. Yes.
She must sit down and say, okay, this is what the Kaunda, the Kapwepwe, the Nkumbulazi, the Harimwanga fought for. How can I protect this?
Yes.
Unfortunately, my mother, she's, I don't know what words I can use to Arufianya. I feel sad. And one such thing, Madam Pomi, imagine on a public road now we pay tax per month kapamo. They'll send someone at Famamorodium. That's how bad things have been. Yeah. So it's and the other thing is my fellow Zambians, those who are within and outside Zambia, wherever you are around the world, those who are supporting. Look, I'm not against you supporting your political party of your choice. But for 1 minute, sit down and ask yourself, where are you going to live Zambia in the next 5 years if you have a mother who's behaving like that?
Yes.
Even from what I know, a mother builds a house, a mother puts up a house in order. A mother brings love, munga and dafidia, brings unity. But now if you see a mother behaving like that, and then you are busy shouting, Kwenyu, what? What Bakwales? Kwenyu what?
Vale mwanapati ama Zambian fipu vai.
How fipuva? Kwenyu confusion? And the whole world is watching and the world is laughing. You're saying Kwenyu. Look, we're not stopping you to say Kwenyu, but sit down and see where you're putting a Kwenyu. It's like umwana wawe kuskuru wa class baba mo 45 and your child always passes 40 and then the teacher summons you saying, look, mwana alipasa 40. You as a parent, you can say, I'm okay with this. This is what I want. Are you normal? What if you will move Kopodono? We know one of you. As I'm talking right now, I'm a light for Takurikun. To Adikara for 4 days, no, I'm a light to Yamana. Up now, we're being given 3 hours of Amalite, and someone is shouting, When you are you normal? Honestly, are you normal? Okay, we should get off your pain if women if you pass away, can we get in the living room or bathroom or toilet? Just ask yourself, is this normal? Me, that's a question I have for my fellow Zambians. Is this normal? Or maybe you know why in the foundation here Zambia wake up. Do we understand the word independence? How do you get power and sell off? And you only remain in the darkness and then you shout to Kwenyu. What pena? So I'm to use those words because now I'm trying to find out.
Vari penolo, vari penene. But Mwandi, these people, they are delusional. They want us to believe everything is okay when everything is not okay. It is so sad.
So sad. My nephew and to me na picture. Chuempala market yapi of chingora na
imagine.
Yapi market yap.
Yapi ni wana ni bayo what's wrong?
I don't know that to interpret the information, but you have just received moving a picture of to me. Muluna waku bisara the whole market chuempala yapi of chingora. And then someone will shout Kwenyu. Jesus, have mercy.
Chilufia tayari alem, but UPND stop being apologetic. HH did a good thing to go to Tanzania, plus he gave a good speech. Uyuna ena tayari uyu, kuti aleka walande TV.
The issue, let me just say, I submit here, madam.
What watotera Mwandi.
The issue, yakapelama kufiria, the issue,
Vali muletera abakashi. I think Barabe never Kashiba Muletera, he will sing praises. Atina Bayam Kukongole and Tiasha Kulipida ma farmers. But oh, never you my UPNG one.
Even wonder where they get the courage from, telling the farmers to say ngavatu perenda rama ispresh kishama taboro tugesa miripira imubuteko bukweno
ero ni shimfula na yambo kuloka infula ilero kaka.
Imagine.
With these people, they are useless.
Barigani. So there was news last week. I think last week or the other week, the United Nations or the USA, they gave Malawi about $2.something million. Okay, but Malawi had their own budget to buy maize. So the UN or the US government moved in and then Ndarama. And if you see, when I analyze the issues, the Malawian president is in office less than a month. Yes. In 3 weeks or 1 month, and then Baba Pera said that grant, they didn't even go to Kulomba. No, they were just given that money. And they were about to pay for the maize from Zambia they should buy because they had signed. So now the UN moved in and then gave them that money. In short, they gave them that money so that they should not come and buy Kuno. They can go and buy Kuno, Mozambique, Kumbi, so that Kuno. That's why Malawi now is now holding on to release that money because that money has come with a condition. Maybe that money is not even going to come here. No wonder Kongwera.
Because the condition is don't buy maize from Zambia.
Exactly, because the mistake he made, the president, the mistake he made, but if a public, he called me, I received a phone call. He was telling me, I need about 200,000 metric ton yamataba. How would you disclose certain things that you discuss with your fellow presidents in public like that?
In the book of Proverbs, Zelanda do not blow your own trumpet. You ever put a trumpet that
JJ Banda wants to arrest him is a tag. He always gotta say the last word, you know.
Hello, Nishi, for already na America relationship here, you know.
You know, Amataba ya to pay America, remember?
Yes.
If you
that's why they've done that. They just saw us.
Yeah. Tabakalipia farmers.
Yeah.
You know, if it's tika fiaba so. When you look at this Michael Gonzalez, this guy, the ambassador for America, this side, this is the same man that was there even administration Joe Biden. And they've kept him to be there. And all of a sudden, after the coming of Trump, and he doesn't even tolerate if the fiance will tell you slap President Jaka in the on his face, even in public, because this is the same person who was telling them to say, Tanzania, 40%. Meaning,
so kumalawi kulia ichimpia shakuwa ishafumine ku US ishakushita mataba badi yakana na sumia yes so badi ya umanaka pina samia pa mataba ya ilia skando ya ku Tanzania baya shita mataba is not delivered to Zambia.
Yes.
And the price was 40% above market price.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, so a connection.
Compassion. Even in hell there is compassion. Compassion. And then the other thing, let us, at times, there are certain questions that we should be asking ourselves. What kind of Zambia do we want? And when answering that question, we have to be so critical to ourselves. And then we provide certain answers. If we say we want a better Zambia, how can we produce or provide that better Zambia to the people of this country, Zambia, more especially those of us who are in leadership? How do we make our resources? We know to say 80% of our exports comes from copper. 80% and the other, they come from these natural resources that we have. But what are we doing with all those things? Today, again, Marasa Musangat. Kwaba kweli ashirama Godrash, BCD, Kasenseri got mine. What was the message in opposition? No, who come and take Kasenseri and invest in Kasenseri. Are we seeing all those things? The answer is no. No, but what about Shan in Darama? At the end of the day, my Kalapanch Mabasanga Basa in ASI was to become Sokotwane. Concentrate Yambo Kule from Mucharo Kulea. Duty-free export, duty deals that we are collecting as a country. We are just benefiting the so-called investors who doesn't even know us, who are not even there to help us, but they are just here to make their monies. But now you've got these people, we've got the people in offices who cannot think of the Zambia that we really want. We've got so many things that we can make money from, but are we doing anything there? The sale of Mopani. It has got a lot of questions. They did not even follow the constitution to do that transaction. And then, Mangani, shit, my battery has killed me.
Nico mine, Kumunali Nawe Salakumazabuka. Somebody sent me a document to say the nickel mine has been closed in Mazabuka. And do you know how much a ton of nickel is? Nickel ya Mutengo, but that company, they have gone into liquidation. Mamona, this is how the Asian, I don't know the name, the people who own that mine. But this is what they do when they notice that a government is losing. Bayambo kula isero tuma company twabo. You know, the article there from Minekuli Guardian, whatever mining companies, they are very jittery because Tabeshi whether this HH will bounce back in power. So since now Bapange Mpiara Kuniko Yari Kwatomtengo, it's like it's 45,000 is it like 45,000 US dollars per ton nanachita Google. But Niko Yari Kwatasano Mtengo. So that Munali Niko na Isala, they have gone into liquidation. They have not paid their employees. Have you heard anyone talk about this? Niko my Niko. Welcome, Mama G. Let me find out the price of Niko. Nala ibika muma comment you. FDHT, kama mining companies, ukona bambo kuisarati liquidation. How can you liquidate when Niko is one of the most expensive minerals in the world? Eh? We are in trouble. We want to acquire. Go ahead, Mama G, Nangwa Spicy. Yes, they have closed. Like they are liquidating that mine.
When it's still safe, which is very sad, you know. Which is very sad. I was also thinking about this Michael Gonzalez. He also issued a statement about the drugs issue, if you remember.
When was that, Peter?
It should be this year. I can't remember the month exactly, but it should be this year when he told them about the drugs and that they would stop giving them aid and support for ARVs, Namnaya, TB, and the like, starting 2026.
But thank you, PC Moon, for bringing that information. So this Munali Niko Bapangem Piashabu, Bamona Chama prices Yamboku Pona, they are pulled out of the country claiming liquidation. But they were not paying taxes. So how can you claim liquidation?
They're still not paying taxes because that thing is still on.
Yeah? How can this Munali mine say liquidation when they have been mining Niko Valesenda? 15,000 US dollars per ton, and it was higher. So nombale wapajo liquidation, and they're packing and going without paying the employees. We are in trouble. These guys. In Zambia, there is nothing happening. It's like lute. Zampe.
There is nothing happening.
When I was young, cookie to Kuriatualia Mumaya and Diabe, Ningamamone Chimcha Mango, Mwaswa Mango, for
the first time, all the sectors have failed, all the government sectors.
They are
because not always education. There's nothing happening in the education sector here. There's nothing. All the sectors, this government. If you're much maybe not be Kasonso ati Fionze kufilwa ba HH.
Fionze. Our workers have been left dry, Kuya. Basenda mabwe filo no kubalipira ma salaries. I don't know how many months they owe them. Bafilo no kula bapela ma severance package. But amabwe ba limbaka basenda. Now they have liquidated the mine. We are in trouble. Zampe.
But this is the second company, Queen Pumi, I'm hearing that workers are not paid. I think there was a broadcasting company that came out this month as well.
But they are shutting up. We are in article Guardian, where